Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the CMC Show, Candid Melanin Conversations, where we can't stop and won't stop discussing politics as it relates to our culture, sports and entertainment, and hot topics. And we have a new star on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. Her name is Summer Lee, Representative Summer Lee, out in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's making waves in Congress, and in this episode, we're going to highlight her as she speaks to the Postmaster of the United States Post Office, talking about the decline in in not only the services but workers' morale. And if you notice right off the top, she's only sitting 2 chairs over from Representative Jasmine Crockett. So they again they're making waves. But let me let you listen to this exchange.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think it can't be overstated how vital the Postal Service is to this country. It's the only mail delivery service that reaches every single address in the United States. Yet what's being seen during Postmaster General DeJoy's time is slower deliveries, increased costs, poor and even deadly conditions for employees, and an erosion of trust in this institution. From what I'm hearing in my district in Pittsburgh, the Postal Service's unresponsiveness has added to that distress. Just this year, 15 of your employees working in my district reached out to my office with complaints of an abusive and hostile work environment. They came to my team because they had nowhere else to turn to at the Postal Service. They had made their complaints, they'd gone to those above them, and they still got no help. Those workers sent letters to every one of my office locations because they were so used to being ignored and unheard. It's completely unacceptable to have so many employees reaching out for help and for no one at the Postal Service to do anything about it. So my question, Mr. DeJoy, is do you have a formal process to address employee complaints? And is it just being ignored, or do you have a way to address these issues?
Congressman, we have the Postal Service has longstanding practices of how to deal with complaints within the organization, going up through my organization, or if there's harassment or other things like you're saying, to go just pick up the phone and call the OIG.
So they were ignored. You have the processes, but they were ignored.
I don't know what incidents. You need to give me more specifics. I doubt that they were ignored.
Okay, well, I doubt that any of my constituents made that up, but I will definitely connect our team so that we can get those directly to you. We would actually love the opportunity to do that. Can you commit to improving and creating a process, or outlining us what it is, and actually listen to take action to improve the working conditions of Postal Service employees?
I have converted over 100,000 people to full-time positions. I have made the workplaces significantly better in many of our operations.
Mr. DeJoy, I'm really sorry, but your employees do not agree.
I bet you a bunch of my employees do agree.
Well, the ones in my district don't, so I will not speak to ones outside of my district, but the ones that we've spoken to in my district
15 you're talking
currently don't. I'm certain that we can get more, and of course, we will direct them right to you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Another issue from my district, not of those 15, involves a local tax collector, a job that's an important local government function and relies on timely and accurate mail delivery. Not getting those bills on time or at all can mean late fees or missing out on pay early discounts. One of the problems is mail that's coming back is undeliverable, yet this person didn't get the return to sender until a year later, way past the time needed to catch and fix this issue. Can you explain how it would take over a year to receive a return to sender piece of mail?
If there are processes that we have that are manual processes that have tens of millions of pieces of mail going through, and there is a reliability rate that's not 100%. So that could happen, and it can get stuck in a casing or in a mailbox, or in a machine or something like that.
Thank you. So this constituent has complained to the Postal Service multiple times about both the return time and the undeliverable addresses themselves. My office has also brought the problem to both the local and federal level Postal Service offices, and it still hasn't improved. The most recent response from the Postal Service is that they consider the problem solved because they no longer received any complaints. Mr. DeJoy, why is there no follow-up process for customer complaints to make sure a problem has actually been solved?
Well, we do have significant follow-up for customer complaints. We have over 3,000 people in our call centers. We have, people within our retail retail centers, our 31,000 retail centers for methodologies to file
So
complaints.
just to be clear,
So
is it just a difficult process? And
Well-
is it intentionally difficult to just pretend that the problems have been solved or don't exist? Because again, they're marking these as no longer being a problem or considered solved because they're no longer able to complain.
Well, we do have mistakes made, and we do have people that don't do their jobs effectively, right? But I don't
Yes, I
there's an
think there are
intention,
people who maybe don't.
as does any organization of our
Certainly.
size.
Thank you so much. I reclaiming that client, but I just wanted to say the Postal Service is not going to improve its major problems until they actually listen to their customers and their employees. Right now, it's clear that you're not doing that. It's unacceptable that such a vital part of our country function has become so unreliable and controversial. They need to do better for the American people. I thank you so much for your time, and I yield back.
I'm telling you, when she gets her footing under her, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. She's really good. I like her style, and I'm going to be featuring her more. But I couldn't let you go without giving you another minute of Postmaster being grilled by another Congressperson, and look at what happened next.
You, sir, do not get an A grade. You cannot give yourself that grade.
I just did.
You can't. You can't grade your own paper, sir. I've been to medical school.
Well, then-
I got my MBA. You can't. I'm sorry. You are graded by the United States people, and they don't use your service anymore. You bankrupt.
That is not true.
You
That is
bankrupt
not
this
true,
through
sir.
your
My practice
reputation
business is
only.
growing.
Through your
Our
reputation,
business is growing.
you are responsible for the fall of the Postal Service
No,
and the
this
lack of
Congress,
accountability.
This Congress is responsible for the
doesn't-
fall of the Postal
so it's
Service.
Congress's-
I am trying to fix
On your
the Postal
watch,
Service.
with all the AI.
Before my watch, the same stuff
With
happened.
all
worse.
the AI, with all the computer systems, you're worse than if I took
You're
a
talking
horse
to yourself
and picked up the mail and delivered it 2 miles down the road. That's you. I hope you got that on camera. This is the response that the postmaster just gave Congress when he doesn't like what he hears. Literally covered his ears and gave himself the grade of A. And with that, sir, I rest.
Good.
Talk about white privilege. Did you hear what he said at the end? He said, good. I tell you what, with that, I rest. Peace.